Sair da escola já com uma formação profissional no currículo? Parece bom demais pra ser verdade, né? Pois é. No ensino técnico do Senac, isso é possível. É ensino médio junto com formação técnica, que acontece durante os 3 anos. Lá, eles usam metodologia para projetos, desenvolvendo competências como resolução de problemas, pensamento crítico e colaboração, além de valores éticos e sustentáveis. Quer saber? Senac. Acesse sp.senac.br/ensino médio e saiba mais.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, so here's the thing. What I'm getting ready to say, it's my own personal opinion. I don't want people to think that I'm a Drake fan. I don't want people to think I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan, because to be honest, I'm a fan of both. Now, am I a fan of one more than the other? Here's the thing, because I feel like it's kind of difficult to answer that question. Because I want to say yes, but at the same time, it's like, I would have to say, like, I am more of a Kendrick Lamar fan, but I do feel that Drake got a lot of good songs where I listen to them more than Kendrick Lamar's music. Now, you take that however you want to take that, but at the end of the day, I will call myself a Kendrick Lamar fan before I call myself a Drake fan. I just feel like that I can connect to Kendrick Lamar's music more versus Drake. He puts out a lot of hits. That's one thing. The thing is this. I just remember when this beef was at its prime, and everybody was talking about it, and these guys was dropping disses left and right. I know people were asking me, like, who do I think won between it, and I think it was after Not Like Us had came out, and I think people were asking me who do I think won, and I'm like, well, it's clear as day, Kendrick Lamar won. Yeah, after Not Like Us dropped, yeah, there was no way possible for Drake to come back after that, because he released numerous songs, and don't get me wrong, like, they were good disses, but Not Like Us, it's a diss, and it's a, like, song that people can, like, party to. It's a hit overall. Like, and that's one thing where it's like, I feel like if I'm competing with Drake, I'm not gonna compete with him with disses. I'm gonna compete with him with making a hit. And if you notice that any of the other songs that Kendrick Lamar, that during that time frame when he came out with them, people don't talk about them like how they talk about Not Like Us. Not Like Us came out, and it's like, yeah, you listen to, like, diss songs, of course, you know, for the lyrics to see what this person is gonna be saying, but with Not Like Us, it's like, fam, you can, yeah, it's a diss song overall, but you can party with that song, you can go any and everywhere, just like casually, just going places listening to that song. I'm saying, what are some other things, like Not Like Us, that it's one of those universal songs that any and everybody can enjoy, you know? So yeah, so I'm like, with Not Like Us, I think that was the end of that beef, and yeah, overall, like, Drake, he can't come back from it, you know. But that's the thing, though. I remember saying that at the like point in time, like, or the prime of its of the beef and things between them two, that even though Drake had lost this beef, he's still gonna be Drake. He's still going to be putting out hits. He's still going to be putting out good music. And yeah, after he had, after the beef, he did put out some good music. He did a song where it was like, I don't know if it was I don't think it was a sample. I think it might have been like a, pre-recorded, like, hook from, Young Thug. And, it's like, I think it's called It's Up, I think. And yeah, I'm like, fam, that's good. You know, but I'm like, even before, when he dropped the one album, For All the Dogs, or For the Dogs Only, I think, I don't know, but anyways, but yeah, overall though, it's like I was still listening to Drake's music. It wasn't like, oh, I can no longer listen to Drake because he lost this beef between him and Kendrick Lamar. I'm like, that's their beef. I'm overall a music fan. I'm like, whatever I'm listening to, because yeah, I'm like, fam, after that beef, I'm telling you, it was like and it wasn't a song that was a part of the beef, but it's just a song that I listened to a lot of Drake's, but Virginia Beach, off of his last album. And I'm like, yeah, it's a song that I can listen to. I'm like, that was one song I had to say that this year I listened to it on YouTube. I listened to it on Spotify. And I'm like, and if there's anywhere else to listen to it on, I'm like, I've been listening to it on there too. So I'm just saying, I'm like, yeah, you know, with Drake, it's like he's gonna put out music where it's like it's gonna be good regardless. You know, because I don't think there's ever been a time where somebody said, oh, Drake put out bad music. I'm like, even with the disses that he was doing towards Kendrick, it was standing out. You know, because you got to think about it. It's like, who else is dissing Kendrick Lamar to where it stood out? Nobody. I honestly, I don't even think there's a list of rappers. Let's just ask Chat GPT if there's a list of rappers that have dissed Kendrick Lamar. But I also want to talk on this lawsuit that Drake filed against, I think they said it was UMG and Spotify. Yeah, I think it was between them two. I'm going to read the article on TMZ in a moment, cause yeah, I mean, it was like breaking news. I was like, cause I seen Drake was trending, and I know he was on XQC's stream, and he was like making comments, and I'm like, bro, you just gotta let it go. Like, take the L. Understand that you're still gonna be Drake regardless. Yeah, there are gonna be people out there, you know, not mimicking, but like saying lines or verses or whatever from Kendrick Lamar's music towards you, but at the end of the day, you are still going to be Drake. I don't think nobody understands that. But anyways, can you give me a list of rappers that has dissed Kendrick Lamar? Sure, here's a quick list of rappers who dissed Kendrick Lamar. Drake's, so there's like, yeah, Drake, of course. Big Sean, Tension After Control. Okay, so there was like Meek Mill, Brief Jabs Over Competition, Lupe Fiasco, and French Montana. Like, look, okay, so here's the thing, all right? I don't want to disrespect any of the rappers that they listed off and things. But, okay, so yeah, we all know Drake, because it was 5 rappers, but anyways, yeah, we all know Drake, you know, did his disses. He didn't win. Big Sean, they said it was Tension after they did that collaboration song, Control. My thing is this, when did you hear, because I didn't even, if Big Sean did come out and with some diss tracks towards Kendrick Lamar, I don't remember them. So I'm like, I'm saying, at least with Drake, it's like, okay, when you hear Not Like Us, you're going to be like, oh, well, let me hear Drake's disses on Kendrick Lamar to see. With Big Sean, on the other hand, it was like, yeah, people still till this day, and it's even something that I was listening to not too long ago, but actually, I remember when they came out with that song, Control, Big Sean, Kendrick Lamar, and I think it was hold on for a second. Because I don't want to mess up his name and stuff. So hold on. Let me look up Control. J Electronica. Okay, I was like, all right. I just wanted to, because I was getting ready to say electronic, and I'm like, nah, that don't sound right. I feel like it ended off some like differently and things. But anyways, yeah, it's like they had it where Kendrick Lamar. I remember a YouTube video where it was just Kendrick Lamar's verse on that song. And I think his verse, hold on for a second. His verse was a good, decent size verse. But anyways, Kendrick Lamar, that's how you spell Kendrick. Why are they making it seem like I misspelled Kendrick? That's weird. Anyways, Kendrick Lamar, Control verse. It's his own separate thing. Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's still its own separate thing. And there's like, and the song overall is 7 minutes. But it's Kendrick's verse was a 3-minute verse. So I'm like, man, my thing is this. I'm like, you managed to diss a bunch of different people in 3 minutes, because I'm like, yeah, that I feel like that might have not skyrocketed Kendrick Lamar's career, and it might have. You know, I don't overall know, but overall though, there was no other rapper that could do what Kendrick Lamar did. You know, and I feel like that in a way, he did change the game at that time. So I'm like, yeah, that's just something where I'm like, look, bro, y'all can, I guess like have some ill feelings towards him. But I'm like, fam, I'm like to Big Sean, I'm like, fam, it was on your own song. I'm like, you know, when we're talking on this diss, it was on your own song. So it's like, can you really come back from dissing a rapper where you allowed his verse to be on the song? Like, I imagine that you are going to be listening to the music before you publish it. And I know I would have listened to it and I've been like, nah, they ain't no. I'm like, you could do that on your own time. You ain't going to be doing that on my song, dissing me on my own song and stuff. But I imagine that it probably wasn't as serious as Drake's, because I'm like, yeah, with Big Sean, it's like, yeah, you didn't really hear Kendrick Lamar dissing him, and I feel like Big Sean, yeah, it's like he's again, just like I said with Drake. Big Sean's still gonna be Big Sean. I was just actually listening to one of his songs today, and I'm like, man, he puts out good music, but it's this song called Bigger Than Me, and I was like, man, it was that and this song called Light. I'm like, them are two songs where I can listen to them as if I don't care how much time has done went by, I'm listening to them songs regardless. But anyways, then Meek Mill. Yeah, the thing is this with Meek Mill, after his situation with Drake, and I'm like, I had to say that was probably Drake's best beef that he had ever gotten into it, like with somebody and stuff when it came down to music, because I'm like, yeah, you couldn't even handle Drake. And I'm like, I feel like that, with Kendrick Lamar, if I am talking to Meek Mill, I'm like, if anything, you're going to have to try to be buddy with this guy. Now, y'all ain't got to be making music, dapping each other up every single time y'all see each other. But I'm just saying, dissing him, that's a no. That is a big fat no. I'm like, you and I, they just said it was brief jabs over competition, but I'm like, there ain't no competition. That's like an elementary kid trying to compete with prime Michael Jordan. And I'm not trying to say that Meek Mill is an elementary kid. He put out good music too. Meek Mill is still gonna be Meek Mill, because even after his situation, I still listen to his music. But I'm just saying, I just think that that's not a fair fight if you trying to compete with somebody where it's like it's not good. It ain't gonna be good, because that's like, okay, maybe elementary like basketball kid competing with prime Michael Jordan, that might be a bad example. So I guess maybe for me, using me as an example, that's like me trying to go up against Kai Cenat when it comes down to streaming. Do you honestly think that's going? Even I know that that's not going to be a fair fight. So I'm just saying that, like, that's how you got to look at things. It ain't fair, bruh. Lupe Fiasco, the thing is, they critique Kendrick's lyricism. Yeah, I'm like, fam, the thing is this. With Lupe Fiasco, I'm like, you had your time. That time is now over. I'm like, you're criticizing somebody's lyrics, but it's like, or a lyricism. I'm like, fam, why even say it like that? I'm like, anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. But my thing is this. You're criticizing this man's quote unquote lyricism. Meanwhile, he's having the best time of his life. Let's just see where Lupe Fiasco is at on Spotify versus Kendrick. Hold on for a second, because I'm like, I got to see this, because I'm like, I have listened to some songs of Lupe Fiasco. All right, so he's at 4.8 million listeners. And there's few songs, and I think it's more so his older music where it stands out. But yeah, he's released songs throughout the years and stuff. But there's like last song he did was it was actually not too long ago. It was a few days ago. It was like he did a song, and it's like a collaboration thing with him and then somebody else named Verse. Okay, so but 4.8 million monthly listeners. Now let's check Kendrick Lamar, because I think Kendrick Lamar, I still got him saved. 63.6 monthly listeners. Now, I'm not gonna say that Lupe Fiasco got bad music. I ain't gonna say that. But when it comes down between listening to some Kendrick Lamar, my thing is this. If we're talking older music, then yeah. But I'm like, the thing is this though with Kendrick. He got good old music and good new music. All right. I'm like, you just put out a song a few days ago. Kendrick put out an album a few days ago. Who do you think people were listening to more? I'm like, last I checked, Kendrick, he was the one trending on Twitter, not you. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but I'm like, fam, I guess call that, my constructive criticism towards him with his lyrics and everything that he got going on. And French Montana, I'm like, there's like minor tensions in interviews. I'm like, yeah, he played it smart. He kept it in the interviews, because if he tried bringing it to the music, that's somebody where I'm like, even me now with my musical skills, I'm like, I wouldn't be, I guess I wouldn't feel threatened if I knew that French Montana was making a diss track towards me, and and it's like, I keep saying that, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but I'm like, that sounded pretty disrespectful. So I'm sorry to any rappers that I have offended in this episode, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's like, I just don't think that if all these guys combined were to come out with a song dissing Kendrick Lamar, I still feel like that it would be good for Kendrick Lamar. I just feel like that he just got something about himself right now with music where it's like, all those guys can all come up, team together, and they do like this mega diss track, even a mega diss album towards Kendrick Lamar. It will not work. I'm like, it's like you're trying to, the thing is this, it's like I look at it as like 2003 Hulk. I'm like, for those that have seen that movie, remember that scene where he was getting ready to go save, what was the girl's name again? But her name's like Jennifer Connelly or something, like Connelly, whatever her name is, but I can't remember her character's name. But dang, what was her character's name? Hold on for a second, I gotta look that up. I'm like, it's crazy how much I am a fan of that. Betty Ross. Okay, there we go. So, but anyways, but just remember that scene when his dad called him and was like, hey, I overgrew, or I put your DNA in them dogs, and them dogs was gonna pay Betty a visit. And then the dude came over and was trying to fight with Hulk, and then Hulk turned green and big, and he just started tearing up houses and security guards. But that part where they were shooting at him and he was just getting bigger, I feel like that's exactly what would happen if Drake, Big Sean, Meek Mill, Lupe Fiasco, and French Montana were to come out with a diss song or album towards Kendrick. Yeah, they're shooting all these shots at him. All that's just gonna do is make him get bigger. And then when he retaliates, it's gonna be one of those situations where it's like, hey, I tried doing this podcast episode to warn y'all, and you guys didn't listen. So whatever happens, happens. All right. But anyways, I was gonna read this TMZ article, but I was like, nah, let me just go ahead and read this tweet by Dexertu. If you guys want to go on TMZ and read the article, you very well can. But anyways. So, Dexertu, shout out to them, but they posted that Drake has initiated legal actions against Universal Music Group and Spotify, alleging the two companies use bots and false advertisements to artificially inflate the numbers of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. And I just feel like that him doing that's just such a bad career move, because now I feel like people are going to be looking at it as all like, oh, he couldn't just take the L and move on. And I'm like, with something like that, I would look at it as like, if I were to get into, and I know that's something I'm like, I ain't gonna have like no actual ill feelings or tensions towards Kendrick Lamar, bad tensions or anything, but I'm like, if I were to get into it with Kendrick Lamar lyrically and we were making music, I'm like, fam, I am going to show off. I might not win this, but I am going to show off my creativeness going up against Kendrick. And who knows, at the end of the day, it might be a situation where it's like he looks at me as an artist and he takes me serious. And I feel like that when you see something like that, when an artist, because I feel like, all right, so yeah, let's just lay that out. Let's lay that example out. Me and Kendrick Lamar get into this rap beef. Me and him, we're going head to head, toe to toe. Like we're releasing good music left and right. But I feel like that would be such an impactful moment in my career where if Kendrick Lamar was like, hey, you killed it, all right? Like, you might have lost this beef between, because I'm Kendrick Lamar and you're TMossBoss. That's not a fair fight, all right? So, anyways, but I can take, you got my respect. And I'm like, fam, my thing is this. I could lose the beef, but it's, if Kendrick were to look me in my face and say, you got my respect, I'm like, the thing is this. I might have lost, but I feel like I won at the same time. So that's just, I'm like, that's how you gotta look at it. But yeah, I feel like in Drake's shoes, it's like, yeah, he couldn't just accept defeat. And so now he has to do all this other extra stuff. And I mean, like, if Kendrick Lamar does get exposed, and which I highly doubt, but if he does get exposed for botting his music, then yeah, it's just something where I'm like, oh wow, like that's insane. I'm like, fam, the song was good. I mean, if you had just allowed the fans to be in control, I mean, yeah, if it was like wasn't a big enough song, but it's like, okay, but it's like, you gotta think about it though. It's like, you're dissing one of the biggest, if not the biggest artist in like rap right now, Drake. And I'm like, yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, prior before all these disses, I'm like, yeah, Drake, I would have to say he was number one when it came down to rappers and stuff. But I feel like now after this beef, it's like he ain't number one now. And so it's like, but I'm like, the thing is this though, he is still Drake. So yeah, I'm like, fam, it's something where I'm like, I would personally recommend drop the lawsuit, focus on your music, and go from there. But at the rate that he's going, it's like, yeah, bruh, it's not a good rate, all right? So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. And yeah, like I said, between this beef with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, I do think Kendrick Lamar won, but I think Drake, he's still gonna be a big artist regardless. So anyways, with that being said, yeah, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys and peace.